Hello and welcome to the Main Protagonist podcast. I'm Pettry, and I'm here with Incompetence Incarnated, aka the main character in an isekai anime, Casper.
Okay, that is exceptionally rude. I have uses. I can do some things correctly.
After a while, with lots of coaching, maybe.
Well, maybe not as good as you, Mr. Protagonist, but I know my value.
Well, okay, Klein.
That's bottom tier, but... Hello, my name is Casper.
Yes.
And welcome back again to the Main Protagonist podcast.
Episode 7,
Yeah.
as the document so promptly introduces me to.
I don't even know why I was this enthused when writing the schedule for today. I got a hype together. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
It happens.
I kind of noticed. Lots of profanity and...
They don't get to see it. That's fine.
Yes.
You can be a little naughty in the docs.
So this apparently is incomprehensible screaming.
Oh yeah. Do you feel like some screaming?
I won't scream to the mic. Would kind of hurt people.
Get the police called on your den.
Oh, you have no idea. So, what have we been doing?
Well, before we get to that, how are you doing?
Well, besides the literal shit ton of medication I need to take to stay in a semblance of lively states, I guess okay.
That's something. That is something.
However singular it is a thing.
Well, we've been doing a lot of fun things lately, haven't we?
Haven't we? That sounded a bit sad.
Yeah, that's kind of the tricky part, right? Like you can't equate doing fun things with feeling well when it comes to depression.
No, depression and general just body giving out. But no, I've been doing mentally pretty alright by my standards.
Okay. Like the line is going back up.
Ish.
Ish.
It's stabilizing.
All right.
It was like decline and now it's kind of stabilizing and maybe in a week or so it'll go back up, hopefully.
I hope it goes way back up, so we're at the highest level possible when going into Germany.
Yes.
For our vacation together.
5 days of debauchery.
I want you in a state of senseless mania.
Yes, and I also need to get you a present there. And Rolf. It's going to be an expensive vacation.
That is true. That is true. I would like to volunteer for us for the rest of the Higurashi Steelbox if we find it. But
dear, yeah, we're gonna find it there, no issue. I'm very sure.
That is determination. I like that.
They have the biggest media mark there, so and the Saturn and a lot of other stores, so we'll be fine.
We'll be most fine, certainly. But yeah, have you been up to much else besides? Well, what we've been doing together and our plans and our...
planning other vacations, having some other anime and games, but same old for the most part.
I don't have much to mention myself, I think. Nah, just lots of work, lots of emergencies.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Legal battle is actually going surprisingly well for a change.
Woo!
The moment I threatened... to step to a mediator for the problem that we were having, they immediately collapsed and said, no, we're gonna send a guy over and we're gonna fix it.
Okay.
And yeah, it's gonna be somewhat out in the open still, but it's starting to look a lot better and a lot more financially pleasant.
Yes, because I just looked at the issue that you were having. I was just like, how could any professional or people that call themselves professionals deliver that shoddy state of work?
Yeah, well, it's a whole lot better than the initial delivery at least. They've been fixing problems quite steadily. Can't fault them for that.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be a software package. They shouldn't patch everything. It should be good on delivery.
Yes. Getting it right the first time is always ideal.
Yes. I've seen, I see here changes to reasons to anime. I suppose I can't tell anything about that, so I'll give you my
I also
cue.
noticed that in my hyper, I kind of forgot to include a little bit where we actually talk about the anime we've been watching. We'll just do that before the politically correct news blog that I put in. Yes, recent anime has been kind of busy lately. Kind of in response to what we talked about last time. Bit of a sudden decline in viewers. I actually had somebody point out that that's probably due to Google's indexing changes.
Fair.
But I've been working hard to kind of up the content, up the quality. Started doing mini reviews on Saturdays, so an extra article per week.
Oh my.
And I actually attempted a migration to self-hosting.
Oh, I've heard this one.
Yes, I tried to move to self-hosting because right now I use a WordPress.com website, which is nice and all. It automates a lot of the little things, but it's pricey and you don't have all the options unless you start really, really paying up.
Yeah, so you thought self-hosting would be a nice idea, and you're like, I just need the SQL database. And they were like, well, XML's the best we can give you, bro.
Now that's the fun thing. I went to Bluehost, which is the actual partner that WordPress lists as like, hey, if you want to go to self-hosting, these are your guys.
They weren't your guys.
And they have this neat little tool that is like a compatibility check and an automated transfer thing. And do all the signing up stuff and such, and go to the tool. Like, okay, type in your website, reasonstoanime.com, incompatibility detected. This is literally a vanilla WordPress site. What the fuck can you be incompatible with?
It's you. It's incompatible with you as a person.
Indian support chat. They made a good effort to kind of salvage it, but they clearly didn't seem to understand that there's a difference between WordPress.com and WordPress.org. Because you don't get the SQL database and the tar and the entire tar package for your website. If you try to export your WordPress.com website, you just get a giant XML with all your content and references.
Yes, so more like a settings file instead of a actual site.
Yeah, and with their own migration tool failing, was like, well, this isn't going well, is it, guys?
What? No, this is going perfectly, swimmingly even.
And they have this like €500 deal where you can get a design team to help you with your website. And I was like, that doesn't seem like a very, very nice solution, because then I'm probably still doing the actual designing. I'm just having somebody else tell me where to click.
Yes.
And believe me, I've made this website. I know where to click. I just don't want to do the effort.
No, fair enough.
Yeah, so that was regrettably a rollback.
Unfortunate. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll just keep working on the content and sit out this subscription that I got going currently, and I'll have to look into something else then.
Fair enough.
When the time comes.
When the time is there.
Yeah, maybe this whole SEO problem fixes itself eventually, and then that's nice as well, I guess.
Yeah, knowing Google, that's not going to happen, though.
Oh, well, that kind of the popularity came out of itself, so
yeah,
maybe it comes back by itself.
That's some good traditionalist logic there.
Okay, yes. God damn you for shitting on my optimism.
I'm really good at that.
Before we get to more of my own stories, what have we been watching in terms of anime? Because you've been busy with a lot of anime recently.
Yeah, let me check actually, because I had with my medication, my memory has been absolutely failing me.
Yeah, you don't really have the luxury of putting up a manga for everything you've been watching.
No, I wanted to look at my list, but I probably should do it here. I'm going to try and log in on the tablet. I don't think I did.
Okay, well, then I guess that I'll start.
You'll start.
I have finished up Sailor Moon Season 4 and Season 5 now, which is something I put off initially. I watched up to Season 3 when I did my little binge of it, and I was like, well, I'm kind of tired out. I kind of want to do something else now. I can probably get back to this, but I'm sure it's probably about the same quality.
No. Is it far worse?
Season 4 is exceptionally boring. I guess like it has this circus theme, and it gets very little story development, and the characters that you get to deal with are very shallow. There is the overarching villain, but she's barely present at all, so you only get to really see her henchmen.
Yeah.
And it's quite long, actually. And it really didn't capture the excitement of the story, and it kind of just feels like the series peaked at season 3, and this is a very sharp decline down.
Precisely, yeah.
And I actually was like, oh man, maybe I should just not watch season 5 then? And I watched like the beginning of the summary movie for season 5, and like so much happened in like the first 5 minutes alone. I was like, wait, I gotta check this out. And season 5 is really pretty damn good. It's not as good as seasons 1 and 3, but
there's at least something that semblance is entertainment.
What's it called again? Like retribution? No, that's not the right word. I don't know the right word anymore, but it really gets back to the level of quality that you could expect.
Okay.
New IDs.
Oh no, someone is dying in the background. I hear the ambulance.
Is it you?
Let me check. Oh no, there's still a heartbeat there. Well, I've for anime that we almost dropped. Well, I definitely dropped an anime. I tried watching Demishita Powerpuff Girls Z. Well, I've shown you why I dropped it.
Like the original was like a Cartoon Network thing, right? Like very fun. I believe it's 90s stuff. Like a lot of people our age were really into it as kids.
Yeah, me included.
Were you into it as kids?
Yes, yeah? I liked it. And, well, I thought the anime version, the opening is fucking banger. And I remembered that opening because I played it on Stepmania a lot. So it was stuck in my head either way. And I thought a few days ago, well, fuck it, I'm going to try and watch it. And I've regretted it ever since.
Yeah, like, is the original cartoon like this childish?
I'd like to say less so because it has more tongue-in-cheek humor. Mm-hmm. It's more the background humor that you would only get if you get older. You know exactly what I'm talking
what I mean. Like little cartoons you can go back to, like, oh, that's cheeky.
Yeah, cheeky little bugger. No, I think this took a little bit lower even on the intelligence scale, and it's really 3 and lower kind of anime. You need to be as old as 3 and every bit older than that. I don't think you're gonna enjoy a lot of it.
Yeah, the comedy is very obvious and such, and also the writing is kind of annoying.
What writing?
I know exactly why you initially already disliked it, because you got that line of dialogue like, Papa, I mean Professor.
Professor Utonium.
Yeah, so they get back to that exact same line again. It's just super obvious, super concerned that you're not keeping track of the plot and character relations. Like,
Yeah, I did not particularly like that. I started watching Bokutachi no Remake with Brian, which is...
Help me here.
Yeah, Real Life. Are you familiar with that?
Oh, yeah. I've heard it around. I have literally seen nothing of it, though.
It's kind of the same idea.
I've heard the name, but that's all. Yeah,
Bokutachi no Remake is about this manga artist that's going through slum in his life. Really feels like, he was supposed to be a manga artist and kind of fucked up.
I was about to ask, is like successful artist or like the Satoru from Erased kind of failed?
Yeah, he failed and he gone into corporate. He never went to university for art, and he goes back into time for some particular reason, not entirely clear yet. And he gets to redo the choice if he wants to go to art university, and he does that, and then finds out that all the artists he adores are actually in his class. I'm not that far into it yet because
that does sound kind of cool, but the comparison with Erased is a little too apt.
No, Real Life for me. I said Real Life.
Real Life, yes.
Yeah, because Real Life is just literally a dude redoing high school, so that's the best lock-in. reference I could make. I haven't continued with Kazeno Yojimbo, with good reason. Rolf and I haven't made time for it. I've started Konosuba 2, because I've been holding that off for far too long, and I've been laughing my ass off for the 3-4 episodes I've watched up till now. It's only 10 episodes, so I'll be done probably tonight.
Yeah, Konosuba is really fun, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm definitely going to watch the movie. I think season 3 was already confirmed, so all good.
I think it got maybe a little too memeified, but I still enjoyed it by the time I got around to that show.
Fair enough.
I didn't get that impression, like, oh man, everywhere you go in anime communities, you see like little snippets of Konosuba, and then you get to the show, it's like, I've seen this.
Help me here. Did I go off on a tangent about Rock and Yusha in the last one? I don't remember if I said I watched it by then.
I think that was a private rant directed to me off camera, but
yeah, well, I'm just going to reiterate it.
Yeah, it bears repeating. You weren't impressed.
No, we have watched They Were 11.
Yeah, we definitely watched They Were 11. I love that movie.
Yeah, and that's just about a group of people, and there's an imposter in between them, and they need to find out who it is.
Yes.
But it's not obvious because, you know, it's just titles.
For the young viewers, that's Among Us from the 1980s.
Oof. But Rock and Yusha has this issue where they need to find out who's the seventh one.
Yeah, like in medieval fantasy kind of story, right?
Yes, it's
they're the chosen ones.
Aztec history, kinda, but with magic.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, all the buildings and such use Aztec architecture. Pretty interesting, or Mayan. Don't quote me on that. I'm not entirely sure. But they are chosen by to be the brave of the 6 flowers. And you have then get branded.
Yeah.
This brand cannot be removed, and it will. It has petals on it. These petals will disappear when a brave dies. But that is instantly retconned by the fact that if you kill a new brave is instantly chosen. So what's the point of removing a petal if the new petal is going to appear instantly? That's number one. Someone is a fake there.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a 7th.
Yes, there's a 7th. Okay, how are we going to figure this out? And they all instantly go to violence. And trying to deduct reasoning of why someone would be a fake. Instead of, taking a washing towel and just try to remove the mark. Because I don't think there's a substance strong enough to make this very delicate mark exactly the same with, like, ink. Mm-hmm. You would smudge it eventually. But no, they were instantly like, no, you weren't here at this time, and you were doing that at this time. It was just kind of bad. But most of it, and it's very easy to know who the 7th is. But then it kind of, I'm going to spoil the ending, sorta. Because
close your ears.
Close your ears if you really don't want to hear, but I really recommend not watching this. They just get out of the situation where they were trying to look for the 7th, and then another 7th appears.
Wouldn't that logically be the 8th?
Yes, so there was the 8th, but that's where the season ends, and there's no season 2.
Oopsie.
So you kind of ended on a stupid cliffhanger, and you're not even going to get a season 2. This is the most utterly dumb waste of time of an anime I've watched in some time.
Well, that's usually kind of a concern, isn't it? If you're banking on a season 2 and then your show isn't that popular, well, now it's also shit because there's no season 2.
Exactly. I've watched Mushoku Tensei.
Oh shit, you've been busy, man.
Yeah.
Help me here, Mushoku Tensei.
Isekai about a shut in need. That,
oh no!
Yeah, of course.
I am shook.
And he gets murdered by Trukun. Of course, he gets reincarnated as a magic baby because he is a baby when he reincarnates, and he obviously goes for the titties because he has the mind of a grown-up in the body of a baby. And it sounds
concern.
Yes, there is a lot of concern in the early bits of that anime, and by the halfway point it gets creepy. Because at some point they found out he's really good at magic. He gets taught how to use magic properly, and he then goes to his grandniece, I think it is. It's well, I'm not even going to explain the family tree. Just it's a niece of some kind, and well, she's a bit haughty. Let's just say. He just straight up decks him in the face upon meeting him. He slaps back and she just straight up decks him with a fist in the face. I want to remind you that she's 3 years older than him and he's only 7. Just straight up tries to murder the kid. But they eventually get into that he's needing to teach her magic because she's absolutely inept at learning because she's kind of haughty like that. Mm-hmm. But by the halfway point, it kind of gets creepy because her dad is just like, yeah, get in bed with her, you 7-year-old child. Get in bed with my 10-year-old child. I know exactly what I'm saying and I'm agreeing to this. And in
fact, let me get my fantasy camera set.
Yeah, pretty much. And I was just sitting there like, oh no, no.
So before we proceed with this interesting storyline, did you like this show?
That's what I was about to say. The second half really improves upon the storytelling. A lot. I mean, there's a lot of world building in the first half, which I appreciate, because it's good story building. It's just that the overtones that come through in most of the series are kind of questionable. But the world building and the actual political climate and all that stuff is pretty well defined, which I like. So, and the second part they get the isekai within an isekai, kinda.
Oh, no, we're back to the normal world.
No, not really. They get sent to another continent.
Ah.
And they're just now trying to fight for their lives. And
how old are the characters at this point? They're still like 7?
Still 7 and 10.
Oh no.
Issues. But they find a companion, which is he's from a tribe that's condemned by the entire world. And he's trying to rectify that because it's falsely acclaimed, blah, blah, blah. But after that, it really builds up. So I'm actually curious for next season when the second season will premiere.
Oh, there is a second season coming.
Yes. I mean, I'd hope so, because this was really exceptionally good.
The crisis averted.
I mean, it's an isekai. I gave a 7.8.
Oh, that is...
That's quite high by my standards.
That is very high praise.
To be fair, let me check.
For you, at least.
Let me check my individual scoring here. I was about to say the opening and ending also, like the songs also get an 80 straight up. Good opening, good ending.
Oh, let me see the opening when we finish up here.
Yes, I will. Enjoyment 84. Audio was okay. It's not... the visuals were pretty fucking nice. The characters are very good.
Who
Stories. Oh, good question. Let me check. If it loads. Come on, you can do it. There we are. It was made by Studio Bind.
That doesn't ring a bell
at all, because they literally just make this.
Oh.
And move to the future in 2019. I am not aware of what that is either.
Okay. Good job, guys.
Yeah, I can't say...
Keep it up.
Yeah, it's really well animated, especially for a studio which is pretty much their second production.
Yeah. Maybe that's like lead staff. Maybe it's a spin-off from a bigger studio.
Fair enough. It says Tensei Shitara the Slime Dot again, but I'm pretty sure I've watched that a fairly long time ago by this point.
Yeah, you mentioned that on the last podcast, I believe.
Yeah, I just haven't added it then. And then we have the shit show that's, is it okay to pick up dungeons or girls in the dungeon? Fucking Danmachi.
Oh, yeah.
Because ages ago I posted on AniList and Machi is shit without ever watching it, but it's my most popular.
Yeah, that was the height of your social media popularity. The 8 likes you got.
No. But I finally watched that, and I've never been turned off by a show this much in the clashing tones. As in, it has very nice music, good animation. I'm a sucker for the animation because it's the same style as Toradora.
Yeah, a friend of mine,
stuff.
Really swears by the Danmachi soundtrack. He was a big fan of the first season and has complained at length how the follow-ups really go downhill.
Okay, so that's going to be even worse for me then, because I really don't like the first season that much. As I said, the art style is fine. I really like it because it's kind of Toradora reminiscent, and I'm a sucker for Toradora, so that's fine. The soundtrack, amazing. The ending, the song, I love it. The opening sounds really 90s for some reason. You'll.
That's nice.
I'll let it. I'll make you listen to it in a few hours, and you'll probably agree with me.
He means it. He'll make me.
Yes.
I am not getting food until I've listened.
You're not getting water either. That's the last bit you get. But then it clashes with how horribly all characters simp for each other. Like, seriously, everyone simps for the main character. There's like 7 girls that straight up...
That's like the white-haired twink, isn't he?
Yes! I like the wording there. Because he is fucking incompetent in the beginning. His goddess just wants to bang him. He just doesn't want to bang her. He doesn't care. But everyone is fucking just latching onto him for no particular reason.
I'm slowly, like, getting memories back because I've watched, like, 1 episode of it and I didn't like it either.
No, it's literally...
But I remember everybody went wild for, like, the main girl character was a little rope around.
Oh, yeah, that's the goddess. Yes.
That's the character that's, like, that has the one-sided bang.
Oh, yeah, she wants to bang him. He doesn't want to bang her.
Can you put your wiener in gods? Is that allowed?
I think so. I don't think there's an issue with that. Not the point, though. He
would be happy.
Well, he's kind of dense, as every anime character is. But he gets to be in love with one of the sword goddesses, whatever her name is. She's not an actual goddess, but she's really good with swords, blah, blah, blah. But he gets literally... If a girl gets any kind of attention from him, they're instantly just on him. It's like honey. It's so weird. He doesn't even do anything for them. They just instantly simp for him. I don't get it. And then the action is really good, but everything just kind of falls on its face as soon as one of them opens their mouth.
Well, where's the punch to my counter? I just
Ding.
Ding.
So yeah, it just really turned me off in that regard.
Did you watch the full thing or did you drop it?
Oh yeah, definitely. I watched the whole fucking thing.
Oh, no. You don't have to be so excited about it if you didn't like it.
As I said, some of these things were really fucking good, but then they had to ruin it with the storytelling. The storytelling, I mean, the fighting scenes are badass, the animation is good, but then they ruin it with the story. So, yeah, and besides that, I rewatched Parasite.
Writing's hard, man.
I mean, I guess so, but shit, if you make this good of a soundtrack, I mean, you can make the best of everything, but if your story is shit, kind of everything is shit.
Fair. But Parasite, the best 80s anime made in 2015.
Yes.
I think it's 2015.
Yeah, somewhere. Let me just check. I have it open here. It was made in fall 2014. Close enough.
I'm not spilling, by the way. Your glass is just sweating water.
Sweating condensation. Is that the word you were looking for?
You call it sweating water. Don't get like fucking dictionary out on me, you fucking cunt.
The hell did you call me? Well, yeah. Parasite. We have a friend, Brian, and he really likes his modern stuff.
Yeah, true.
And he liked Parasite, and I'm like, oh, but that's old. No, it's from 2014. Yeah, but you know the manga is from like 1988, right?
Okay, give me the book.
Yeah, I have it set up here.
The book.
And yeah, Parasite is about, well, parasites that get to Earth and infect human brains. They take over the brain and they can turn into wishy-washy blades. But the main character, the parasite, fails to penetrate the brain and gets into an arm, and he's just the arm. Yeah, I think it's a really good story.
Is this a shirt for you, by the way?
Oh, dear. What are you going to show me?
The shirt.
Misery, confusion.
That's a nice shirt.
Yeah, I really like all the. If you ever paid attention in the anime, every shirt has just a mindset on it, a mindset or an emotion. All his shirts are misery, confusion, happiness.
Okay, that's a fun running team. But I have to say that in spite of its age, this manga just looks really good.
Yeah, I do have to say they have to retcon a few things in the anime. I noticed last time I watched, because in the anime it's modern day.
Yeah, of course.
And this, well, it's contemporary at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone has phones, so they kind of have to make a plot point that some people forget their phones at some points just to get to ignore communication. I kind of thought that was a bit forced. Bit obvious at some points.
Yeah,
But
we kind of loosen the appeal if people first find out the monsters and post it on TikTok.
yes, with a dance, of course. But yeah, I bought this a long time ago. I'm
not in the 1980s, at least.
No, I wasn't alive back then. But I want to say that I'm a true hipster. I've read this series before it was even out.
What made you buy this manga back then? Besides the amusing cover.
There was a dude on YouTube, which I still sometimes watch, Happy Video Gamer, console gamer, I believe he's called now. He made a point that he really liked this manga, and by accident I found it in Sylvester strips. We've been there sometimes in Den Bosch in the Netherlands. And they had the first volume there, and I was like, well, I saw it on the video, he liked it, I kinda don't despise his opinion, I'ma buy it. And thusly, I have bought it, and I've read the entire series, and I really liked it. So by the point 2014, I mean, I think I really, by that time I told you two, you should really watch it, even before it was out. Because I was sure the anime was going to be good.
That was a good season just in general, from what I remember.
And it was made by Madhouse.
We got a whole lot of very good anime when we were like in the first 2 years that we hang out, and we were kind of watching contemporary anime a lot.
Yeah, and it was made by fucking Madhouse, so not much that could go wrong. And I think they did the series justice.
Yeah.
The ending was well done. It still has...
There's a few decisions that people would find regrettable these days, like the dubstep soundtrack, but I even that I kind of like.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of works with... It's jarring. The soundtrack is jarring, but it's supposed to be at points. Because of how, well, it's literally two life forms clashing in one body. It's supposed to be jarring. So I think it actually fits. It might not be to your liking, but it fits.
Oh no, I didn't hate it.
Oh no, I'm not saying you in particular, but in general, you might not like the soundtrack, but it fits it very well.
I also, assuming that's all you've.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much everything I got.
There was a bit of a funny thing. I always watch anime with a friend of mine, and we have this list of anime on AnyList, and we just random from that what we get to watch. So after the last episode, we finished our last show. Time to pick a new one, and we roll Big O. I'm like, oh, okay. Check who made it. Oh, it's written by Chiaka J. Konaka. Chiaki Political Correctness Konaka. Fuck.
You mean Digimon?
Yeah.
Last episode.
Yeah, the guy that wrote Digimon, the Digimon stage play.
Stage play.
But also Serial Experiments Lane and such, and this is one of his older works. But granted, that his current political views, I can't hold that against the show from like years ago. And Big O is really fun. It's like one of those heavily Americanized anime.
Ah, yeah.
It's very inspired.
Oh, that was with the James Bond-like character, right?
It's a bit of a mix. It's very inspired by Batman the Animated Series. It's about kind of a wealthy guy in a city that's very noir-styled, and he is a private negotiator.
Negotiator?
A negotiator. He
okay.
A former police officer, and now he negotiates with various parties and resolves disputes and standoffs and deals with criminals, hostage situations.
Okay.
And he has a giant robot.
Of course!
And that's nice, because the city is also haunted by giant robots, and not all those giant robots are very negotiable.
Haunted, you say?
Yeah, they literally just keep popping up.
It's like Godzilla.
Yeah, literally sometimes just pop one out of the ocean, like, oh no!
Oh no, oh...
But I was kind of amused by it, because I remembered seeing reviews of it like way back. This has been on my to-do list since I still used my anime list.
Oh my, that's been a while. That's like a solid 4 years now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But the guy that recommended it to me at the time said, yeah, season 1 is really good, it's really stylish and super cool. Yeah, season 2 goes downhill. And now I watched season 2 and I realized why he said that. Because season 2 is where you start using the brainy bitch.
The brainy beats.
You little brainy bitch. You gotta start thinking a little bit because it gets very Chiaki J. Konica.
Fair enough.
It gets very existential and non-linear and a little bit more eccentric. And before that, it's mostly just episodic giant robot punchy bits.
Okay.
Very good, very fun show in season 1 as well, but season 2 is a big change of pace.
Sounds interesting for me then. Kinda.
Yeah,
Which year is it?
Oh fuck, it's slightly older. It used to run on like the old cartoon networks in America.
Okay. So like late 90s?
I think so, that or early 2000s. I'm not sure right away.
Fair enough.
I am also gonna review it, but it was really fun. I'm really optimistic about it.
Okay.
And I figured out I couldn't make up like a companion article to go along with it, but apparently there's like this crossover series for giant robot fighting games.
Ah, yes.
With Gundam and such, and there's this one Game Boy Advance entry where Big O is in it, so I'm gonna take a look at that just for funsies.
Yeah, Robot Tyson, I believe.
I think that's it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Robot Tyson games.
Yeah. We also happen to roll Pet Labor, the OVA series.
Pat Labor.
Weren't really impressed with it.
Can imagine.
Yeah, it's like stylistically it's pretty cool, but just the plot and the lack of actual mech stuff, it's yeah. So we're moving on from that and gonna watch. And now we rolled some edgy mid-2000s sci-fi horror series. It's
That's a leap.
That's what you get.
I was like, you were saying edgy, okay, mid-2000, sci-fi, okay, horror, the fuck?
Hey, that's what you get when you put your fate in a random list.
Yeah, fair enough. So, anything else that's on the planning, or?
Actually, I am planning to watch Kekai Sensen myself. Blood Battle Blockade something. The one time that a Japanese title stays with me and the English is like, oh yeah, something with blood.
Yeah, Battle from Blockade, yeah. I've watched a solid 2 or 3 episodes of that, and then I just kind of, it was okay. It's not too bad. It's just it didn't really take my attention at that point, so I kind of just glossed over it.
That's slightly concerning, considering you are a shonen boy.
Well,
Consumer of shonen.
It doesn't have an overly shonen tone to it. It's just, it does have the set pieces though.
I kind of got the vibes that it was kind of a mix between shonen and whatever the fuck Durarara is doing.
Yeah, that's the problem for me. I fucking despise Durarara. So.
Yeah, you went off on a tangent about that before.
Yeah, so anything that's tangentially related.
My impression was accurate then?
Yeah. I mean, maybe not perfectly so, but I dropped it for a reason, and I think... You just saying that it kind of has the look of Durarara kind of triggers it for me, I think. Like that, yeah, that could definitely be the reason I dropped it back then.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a try today, and fingers crossed, I guess.
I'm sure it's a fine anime. It's just that it didn't click with me, man.
Oh, that's fine. It did get a season 2 and a whole lot of extras, but what doesn't these days?
Yeah.
Well, Rocka, I guess, but
get fucked.
that's
no. I have some things on planning too. I need to finish Konosuba. I wanted to to watch that movie.
The movie is really good too.
Yeah,
I really
I've heard
that
so.
fucking movie.
Well, by the end of this month, I will be going to Berlin with Brian. Brian. I've already put some anime on my SSD, which I'm going to watch with him probably. Heya Camp is probably one of them, because we both really like Eurocamp. It's just a version of Eurocamp with shorts. Shorts
version.
I've seen
it. It's really fun.
So I want to watch that. The Kimetsu no Yaiba movie. Demon Slayer movie.
Nice.
And I still have some other things that I wanted to watch, but let's first see if I get to finish Konosuba on time. Because I've been very bad at keeping myself to a schedule. Other than that, I think that's it for anime I've watched and wanting to watch for the next few weeks.
Let's see what we make of it by the next time we actually get to record one of these.
Yeah, it's either going to be Pettry has seen maybe one anime, or Pettry has seen about 70 anime. There's no in between with me.
We're gonna have to do a bonus episode, just run through everything you happen to have consumed.
Yeah, in the last month and a half. So yeah, should I quote the next next heading?
I already said it, but if you want to say it again, go wild, my boy.
Well, liberating his fucking anime from the fucking coffee to go.
Oh wait, sorry, I already switched to the politically correct news block.
No. You're going to tell us about liberating your fucking anime from fucking coffee to go.
I haven't been to the office in like 6 fucking months. And I had to go this one day, which was a Wednesday, like 2 weeks ago by now. And exactly on that day, they happened to try and deliver a box full of anime Blu-rays that was just kinda distant future, might arrive whenever stocks resupply.
Yeah.
So that came in, and they didn't try to give it to any of my neighbors. They didn't bring it to the fucking postal drop-off point in the supermarket like 5 minutes away from me. They drove it.
Which is also open like until 10 o'clock at night. It's very convenient. It's also open on a Sunday. Very convenient.
Yeah, the wonders of not living in a very Christian city.
Yes. But then they brought it to...
They brought it to a coffee to go, which is now a... what is it? A Philippines-centered pick-off restaurant with a menu that wasn't up to date. Because I'll get to that in a bit, but it was on the other far end of fucking the city where I live. And they kept sending me threatening mails like, oh, you have 7 days to pick it up. You have 6 days, 5 days, just 3 days left.
Better pick it up.
I would have liked to pick it up, but they literally were only open on Wednesdays and Thursdays. A few hours.
Yeah, that's not very convenient.
As I tried to call them, I went by like 3 times. Like, no, these can't be the opening times. They're literally just on the edge of the inner city.
Yeah, and I also kind of want to make a point because it kind of seems stupid to me that PostNL, which is our postal carrier, allows stores that are only open 2 times a week on very small hours to deliver, to make a delivery point out of it. That seems stupid and irresponsible by PostNL.
So last Wednesday, when they were finally open again, I go there and it's the most bizarre place. Like, it still said that it was a coffee to go, but it was actually a restaurant that sent us around, what's it called? Suriname food? What's the fucking... How do you say that? Surinamese?
Sorry?
Surinamese?
Surinams? Oh, Suriname. Yeah, fair. I think that's...
Yeah, like, at least very exotic food.
Yeah, by our standards.
Yeah, rendang and various different kinds of nasi. Lots of differently flavored chicken. But they had like this giant menu, and I go there and they said, no, we downscaled the menu, we only have like 6 things now.
Yeah. Because
they had like all these paninis and tosties and other types of bread with all these different ingredients. They said they had to throw it all out every week because
nobody ate.
People only bought the rendang and the chicken and the stuff.
Maybe if you were open more often, somebody would actually buy some of the other stuff.
But yeah, I finally got my fucking package from that, but it took like forever.
They had to look for it.
Yeah, they had to look for it, but also just constantly getting those emails, constantly having to go by, find that it's actually closed, not being able to contact them. Oh man, this was a journey.
Fair enough.
There was way too much money in that package to
to just let it go back.
Oh yeah, I was really nervous about it. Like, oh man.
So that brings us to the politically correct news block. Ooh.
You got the cancel culture beam ready.
At least you took the time to highlight the 3 stories that are related to each other.
Yeah.
The trio of the Berserk news. Might I point out that I really hate anime news networks, the fucking these posts from them, because it's literally, here, have a paragraph of text that's actually related to this. Here, have when the manga has started and why this is being made. And there's literally only a few sentences that are actually related to the article.
But isn't that like most American news sources that are like very desperate to reiterate like every detail about the news every time?
I don't have an attention span. Sorry, I had to do it.
Shall I go through these real quick then?
Yeah, there's not a lot to discuss here.
Yes, in the wake of the Kentaro Miura's death, the author behind Berserk, and some very other I-rated shonen manga, 3 new announcements have come by. Firstly, that the 41st compiled book volume of the manga will be shipping in December this year. That is not new content, I believe. That is literally just all the chapters that have been published up until now.
I believe so, yep.
But there will be, there is, in the last time that we addressed that, there will be a few special releases relating to Berserk, which are probably not included in this, but are gonna do a big special edition for this with a drama CD that adapts an arc from the manga that hasn't been tackled in either of the anime.
Yeah.
So they're really gonna turn this one into a celebration.
Yeah, there's a canvas art included and drama CD.
Yeah, canvas art that Miura made prior to his death still.
Yes.
On top of that, Koji Mori, lifelong friend of Kentaro Miura, is announcing that he is going to make a short manga called Mori-chan and Ken-chan, which is the story of their friendship since high school.
Yes.
Mori is the author behind various manga like Holy Land and a lot of other series that are kind of comparable to Berserk in a way, like very grim art styles and serious storylines.
Yeah.
I think they might actually be to your taste, because I was looking through them and earlier, and Holy Land and Search and Destroy are often recommended side by side with The Breaker, which you mentioned in one of the prior podcasts.
Fair enough. I might look into that. Oh yeah, just pushing this in between. Mm-hmm. I'm going to read Chainsaw Man.
Oh yeah, good point actually. You mentioned that prior to recording.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
going to point it out while we're still recording, so I can keep myself to it.
But Mori-chan Ken-chan is actually going to be a one shot, but he said that he might have content to do more with this ID. And I think that's really cool though. That's nice gesture after all those years of friendship.
Yes, definitely.
And finally, there's the
no information to share on the future.
Least fun announcement, and that's that there's still no clarity as to the future of the actual Berserk franchise.
Yeah, they're not saying if they're ending it. They're not, which is kind of business talk to me, that they're definitely going to not respect it a lot.
Yeah, it does kind of make you wary, doesn't it? Also, with everything that's been going on.
And especially since I'm skeptic as shit in general.
Yeah. Do you mind if I act a bit cynical too for a moment?
Do your worst.
I do kind of get the impression that a lot of this is probably heartfelt, like Koji Mori that does this manga about their lifelong friendship. But I also kind of get the feeling that his death is being exploited
a bit.
Yeah.
I kind of feel the same way, because personally, as a lifelong friend, if someone would die, I would still pay them honor, but I don't think I would do that in a public capacity like this, because it's nice that he wants to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's truly from his heart, I think it's really cool, but I kind of have the feeling that it's not entirely coming out of a place of pure sympathy and having it as a coping mechanism. I also
believe that Kentaro Miura was kind of notably quiet about his private life.
I mean, most mangaka are, so that's not too strange.
But yeah, you also have this. You have all these special releases of the manga. His assistants are going to be doing something.
The last chapter that's going to be released separately.
The bonus chapter that we mentioned before in the prior podcast. This special release of the 41st volume. There's an art exhibition for Berserk.
And then specifically the phrasing in this article about the future not being sure. Mm-hmm. I'm using air quotes, by the way. It is. It's pretty obvious that they still want to do stuff with it, but they just don't want to say it yet.
To my knowledge, Kentaro Miura did have a lot of assistants.
Yeah.
I believe 4 of them still actively assisting him.
I believe so, yes.
They do have the people needed to probably continue Berserk, but that seems like a scary prospect.
Yeah. Well, I'm not entirely invested in Berserk. I can imagine people are not too happy about it continuing in someone else's hands.
Yeah, but we should also consider that people are kind of desperate
Yeah.
A lot of people loved Kentaro Miura's art, but also kind of loved the man himself. But so I kind of get why there's people looking to kind of cater to that desire.
But the problem I'm having is most people don't know what they truly want.
Yep, true.
And then they get disappointed more by the product that they're ending up getting than what they would get if it would have just died out. Let's see, Bleach is a good example of this.
Yeah, you went through that before.
It was really nicely done until the end where, well, I really didn't want to do it anymore. He was kind of done, but it was popular, so it was in demand. And they just forced him to write, and you just see how much it goes downhill. And in my eyes, too, it was just have ended it after the Aizen saga. It would have been fine. I wouldn't have cared. I would have liked more, but I don't think if the writer wants to make more or is incapable or is deceased, I think most stories should just kind of fade out. I'd rather have a good thing just stand there on its own than it being limped along just to make more money. It's kind of I mean, I get it from a financial standpoint, but it kind of just makes me sad, man.
Yeah, I have seen a lot of manga that I kind of respected for ending somewhat abruptly. Yeah. Like, hey, you clearly didn't want to do this anymore. But you at least rounded it off instead of dragging it out tediously, so that's a thing. I'm actually trying to find the fucking manga that I'm talking about right now, so I'm...
I mean, Dragon Ball Z is...
Double Arts. That's an old fantasy manga by the author that went on to make Nisekoi. You might have heard about it, kind of popular. Before that he wrote a fantasy manga that kind of didn't catch on, and I really like it. But he had to kind of end it, and he managed to do so really gracefully.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z is something that just gets limped along by this point. I mean, it's Dragon Ball has the look that it's kind of low level either way. It's not known for its great storytelling, so limping it along really doesn't change a lot. That's just the look of being a fairly low level shonen anime, I suppose. It sounds insulting, but I'm not trying to be. It's just it's not that obvious that there's no heart in it anymore. I mean,
I actually meant to ask you about something
because Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball Super, it kind of gets obvious there's no heart in it anymore. It's just Goku being Goku, and there's no actual related storytelling anymore. It's just from hopping from point to point.
Okay, because I was accidentally exposed to a Dragon Ball meme. So
it sounds like it's contagious, my friend. But do go on, tell me about it.
It was like this post where somebody had captured like a text post from somebody else where he was arguing that Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Kai were so much better than Dragon Ball Super, and that was followed by a picture from the dad from Incredible, like shut up, please. Shut up.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so are they saying that Dragon Ball Super is like actually superior to the old Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Z guy?
Completely fucking up. Well, Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Z Kai are the same anime. It's just Dragon Ball Kai is the quote-unquote remaster.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say it's that much worse, but I think most people have rose-tinted glasses when it comes to Super, as it really finished on a very high note.
Yeah, that's the scene you showed me like 3 times.
Yeah, I'm really hyped about the show. But that's also
I don't
the
even
point.
mind. I like that scene.
But that's the point. That's the only scene I will show you. Because that's the only scene that's really memorable. I mean, the saga before it was kind of okay, but it's really fucking bad written. It's Robin's favorite character, but I fucking despise it. It's so badly written. That's the Zamasu saga. It's, but the first saga is just fucking infuriating because it's just a remake of the first 2 new Dragon Ball movies. The church interrupts us again. Christianity! Catholicism! But it's a remake of the first new Dragon Ball Z movies. Mm-hmm. Which, the movies are fine, but the animation in the remakes in series form, in the anime form, is absolutely fucking horrid. I mean, I've shown you reference frames, and that just looks horrid. And I mean, the original Dragon Ball Z also had some horrendous frames and animation, but it was... they shuffled along, as in one episode's made by the B team, one episode's made by the A team, and you get a decent anime overall. But in Dragon Ball Super, it's just there's a lot of shit until it gets good, and then they use the good animation team. So you get all this shitty animation up to a certain point, and then you're like, hey, they're fighting. I can finally watch now because it doesn't look like actual dog shit. But that's the first,
sound like difficult times to be a fan of a series.
Yes. And then the first, don't quote me on this, for 50, 60 episodes of Dragon Ball Super are just recapping. There's some extra points here and there, but they're not important to the plot. Mm-hmm. And by the point this Zamasu arc kicks in, that is extremely badly written. And it makes no sense to me, because the power scale... I know Dragon Ball Z has stupid power scaling, but this is stupid power scaling by Dragon Ball standards. And then you get the Universal Tournament arc, and that's just the good shit. That's well done. But then you get the power scaling again, because that's how you notice they just throwing characters at problems instead of actually making them do something. Because Master Roshi hasn't been relevant since Dragon Ball, so that's like literally 30 years ago by this point. And he just gets pulled back into the series like, yeah, no, he can fight these fucking omniscient super beings. No problem, he's old and has experience. That's how we're going to explain this away. And
as an IT person, I can confirm to you the line "old and has experience" is the scariest line you can hear in this line of business.
Yes, I know, right? But it just gets very gimmicky, the powers in late stage Dragon Ball Super in this tournament. And I mean, it's fine, but and then in the manga they make it even worse.
Well, I was waiting to start. I was looking at this. Where did it go?
Oh, dearie.
I was looking at this, and it's kind of reminiscing. This is Dragon Quest Swords for the Wii.
Yes.
I was looking at it like, man, this is probably a shit game, but wow, I really love this guy's art style.
Yes.
This is because this is the art is by Akira Toriyama, right?
Yes, yeah, definitely.
So I'm kind of sad to hear that it's like...
Well, Akira Toriyama is kind of done with Dragon Ball. He doesn't really want to have anything to do with it anymore. The actual manga is written by another dude. I'm not sure what his name is, but he captures his art style perfectly.
Oh, nice.
That's also the reason why he writes it. And I believe Akira Toriyama was only present in a directorial role in Dragon Ball Super. Or like pointing fingers instead of actually coming up with plot points. Mm-hmm. So...
Is Akira working on the long-awaited sequel to Pink What a Feast Rain Tease? You think?
God damn it! Let me forget that! But one last point I wanted to make from Dragon Ball. One thing annoys me, because, as I said, they throw characters at issues, not actual solutions. They just want to market Goten and Trunks, like the little kids.
I think I read something of that.
Yeah, because Goten and Trunks, at the end of Dragon Ball Z, are like... 7 and 8, I think. Something along that line. But at the point we're in Dragon Ball Super right now, they're 14 and 15. They still look like kids that are 7 and 8. They literally haven't grown up. And I want to remind you that, you know that Gohan Super Saiyan 2 is one of my favorite characters in Dragon Ball Z. At least I've told you a few times.
You told that before, yeah. I think even on this podcast.
Yeah, and I think I've shown you art of him at some point. He looks like a grown-ass kid at that point.
Yeah.
He is 9! And the fucking 14 and 15-year-old kids don't even look closely to his age. It's just, it frustrates me.
This morning on the train, I was actually reading about anime that jumped the shark, that famous trope.
Yeah.
And people were discussing that everything and everybody just gets Super Saiyan forms really early in Dragon Ball these days. And I was like, curious.
Yeah, it kind of
gets...
gets...
they specifically mentioned Goten and Trunks.
Yeah, Goten and Trunks get it. Literally, they were given it, pretty much. Trunks was training with his father, and he's just literally like, it's heavier. Let's go Super Saiyan. The fuck? And literally, Vegeta literally said, it's like a Super Saiyan bargain sale right here. It feels really cheap and not earned. So I agree with that. But in Dragon Ball Super, there's also a point of that. You have the alternate universes, the mirror universes. And there are also Saiyans there. But they have never seen a Super Saiyan. If Vegeta's just like, bonk, this is Super Saiyan. Oh, let me do that too. Bonk, Super Saiyan. Literally no payoff, anything. Well, kinda. He has to make him angry. But they use the most PG version of making someone angry. I want to remind you, this is an anime where people are getting sliced in half, organs are splattered everywhere, no issue. But if they have to curse each other out, your mother's belly button is an outie! Oh, now I'm mad!
I just imagine, like, the way you described it seems like he's standing in front of this crowd, like, oh, you've never seen Super Saiyan? Or like, goes Super Saiyan, and this whole crowd, like this. Oh.
Yeah, it's not much different than that, actually.
The whole crowd just turns.
Because there are 3 new Saiyans introduced.
Okay.
From these universes. They're all Super Saiyan by the end of the 3-4 episodes. And not because they earned it, just because they got slightly mad. They never got mad before, apparently. I really don't get it.
Oh, God damn it, I forgot to buy cheese with the groceries.
I missed the coupon at the supermarket. Saitama. Oh. Yeah, no, really.
Yeah, this sounds like some serious fucking power creep.
Yeah, it's just, as I said, you really can see that there's no heart anymore in Dragon Ball. There's just money, which isn't the biggest issue. For me personally, I still enjoy Dragon Ball Super, the new, where they actually put a budget on the fight scenes.
Yeah.
I really like what I've seen there, but storytelling-wise, God fucking damn it, it's bad.
That's...
Yeah, that's just too bad.
You know where I'm kind of dreading? What I'm kind of dreading? I think I've mentioned that before, but I saw it on Anime News Network. That something like that is gonna happen to Madoka Magica.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I even saw like the new stuff that was coming up for like Madoka Magica. Like, what the fuck is going on with that series now? Like a new season that's like side stories, but with the main characters.
Yeah.
After lots of spin-off manga. After the movie was already kind of something that Gen Yorobuchi didn't even really want to write. And like, oh man, that's...
They kind of forced him.
Yeah, and now he's also making this alternate anime season. Top of that, like, oh no, Magaya Record, that's the name.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah, I'm kind of dreading that that series is gonna head the same way, where it's just churning out more of it because, hey, it's popular.
Gotta keep on grinding.
Keep on grinding.
Yeah, well, carrying on with the news for now.
Yeah, let's carry on with the news.
My Hero Academia manga takes 1 issue break. I like how this... I'm not sure if you added this to the news just for me to go on a tangent, because why is this news? Oh no, this dude is sick. He needs a 1-week break. Newsworthy.
The news was desolate, I'll have you know. It's like, oh, this manga you've never heard of is getting an anime. Yeah, everything is getting an anime. Big fucking news.
Was about to say, Oh, your light novel has a title with more than 20 syllables? Anime! Yeah, I haven't looked at any news, or I haven't added any news, so that doesn't help either. But yeah, he takes a 1 week break
due to poor health.
Yeah, not stating what it's related to, but if it's only a week, I'm pretty sure it's just a flu or something. Or by Japanese standards, a 41-degree fucking deathbed ill kind of spasm.
He was outside for a second without a umbrella.
Yes, without a parasol.
Oh man, language is starting to fuck me up.
Yes. Moving on. Yeah, Edwin is going to love this.
Oh, I'm curious.
It's related to cryptocurrency. He did his thesis on cryptocurrency.
Okay, interesting.
And I read that. It was horrible. Not shitting on him, I'm shitting on his grammar.
Just like the technology then.
Yeah, it's literally... Okay, so there's this cryptocurrency. It's based on Ethereum. And there's only a certain amount that can be around at any time. They can get descriptors. It doesn't have to have a value. It can be pictures. It can be money. It can be a text file. And thusly, Otaku Coin Cryptocurrency wants to create an isekai anime with cryptocurrency.
Yes.
So everyone can add to the story with these cryptocurrency.
Yeah, this is based initially on the Anime Loot project, which was the most useless fucking thing imaginable.
Yeah.
It's basically, it generates an NFT, which is just a random fantasy item. And people
as I was saying, it could be a character, it could be an item, could be a story point, actually.
Yeah, but people apparently liked it because, we own an NFT now, and we can make a story around that. We can make fan art of it, and these people have apparently never heard of just looking up a writing prompt. But
yeah, right. I also like that there's a disclosure at the end of the article. Anime News Network CEO Christopher McDonald was part of the Otaku Coin Project's initial advisory board. He left in April of or spring of 2018. Not getting related to this right now. I just putting it out there.
Yeah, I de-invested from cryptocurrency myself, and NFTs are like the fucking bane of my existence.
Yeah.
It's so fucking stupid.
I mean, I like the idea because it's kind of progressive at some point. But this seems like a really inefficient way of doing it.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah.
I kind of like the idea of having like a community-centered isekai anime story. That's kind of fun, but tying it in with NFTs.
Yeah, it's a fun idea, but it's also far out there, and you need to have knowledge of what the hell is happening. Mm-hmm. So it's either an easy way for people to know how cryptocurrency works, or it's going to crash. And I think it's the latter part.
It also just sounds like kind of a circle jerk for these few people that invested in this obscure project and made their random things. Exactly. Because if you're late to this, then
you're not going to do much. You're not going to have lots of influence. Well, yeah, that's kind of it for our opinion on that one.
But do you have a strong opinion on NFTs?
Not particularly. I'm not planning on investing in them, and I don't particularly care about them. I've read a lot or enough about them in the thesis.
Yeah.
So no, I don't really care either way.
Yeah, I kind of respect it in some degree for artists that make big high value things, but now you've got people that literally remember that game from my childhood, Little Fighter 2?
Yes.
Yeah. The guy who made that is selling for the original Little Fighter individual DOS-based animations as NFT. It's literally just a GIF of a character from a DOS game from 30 years ago doing a punch, and that's an NFT. Please transfer Ethereum.
Yeah. How about no?
And with the very frustrating impact on climate that cryptocurrencies in general have. I believe Ethereum is a whole lot lighter in that regard than Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But still, that is a pretty big impact for every transfer. Like, oh man, now we're doing so much to kind of fight climate change, and now people are just kind of fucking around with NFTs so they can get a randomly generated sword.
Yeah, seems a bit dumb.
And that people just go to a fantasy item generator or something. There's like thousands online.
And go to Fiverr, give someone $5, make him draw something nice for you. Done.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, this is nonsensical news.
Yeah, exactly. Moving on to Tsukihime, visual novel remakes, opening animation, video by Ufotable highlights Yell's route. And also the song is by Riona. I'm loving it.
Oh, that's one of your that's an artist you like?
Yeah, I really like Riona. Riona makes good stuff, but
anything I would notice, I would recognize.
I don't think you would recognize much because everything. Unfortunately, she's really related to almost all of the Sword Art Online stuff after season 2.
And I've only watched up to season 2.
Yes, same actually.
Yay!
As you're supposed to do, and she did the opening for Happy Sugar Life, I believe.
Oh yeah, that show I famously skipped on.
Yeah, but Riona makes really nice music. But I really like if she goes into a slight dip in her voice or a slight dip in the music. It almost sounds like she's crying, which is perfectly describing of her. Because if you look up a photo of Riona, it also looks like she's almost crying.
Oh fuck, I clicked the video. No,
you idiot. Oh god, that's going to be on.
No, I stopped it. We're safe.
Yeah, now you've stopped the background soundtrack though.
Ah, fuck. Can you fix that?
Can I fix that? I'm gonna try.
She does look very, very sad. Like even all her fucking profile pictures.
That should have fixed it, I think. Yes, seems to
I am an agent of chaos.
God damn it. Yeah, I'm not sure which photo you're looking at, but she looks like she's perpetually crying.
She looks sad in all the pictures.
Yes.
Even with a guitar, she just looks like that guitar killed her family.
She sings amazing. She makes amazing soundtrack. As in, the video that's included here, it's a real nice song. And I'm gonna make you listen to it after this.
Sure.
I'm gonna make you listen to a lot of songs after this.
Sure. But yeah, the remake for Tsukihime, which is kind of interesting, because Tsukihime is made by Type Moon, the Fate Stay Night guys.
Can I just say that every Type Moon character that I see that's not in an anime always looks like they're retarded?
Good news. There was a Tsukihime anime and it was fucking horrible.
Oh yeah, I know. But if you scroll down, you see the cover, right? The chick with the blue hair just looks like she's retarded because her eyes are too far apart. And I can't unsee that. That's in every Type Moon art style.
No, I've seen it too. Oh no, what have you done to me?
And I see it in every Type Moon artwork, and I can't unsee it. They all just kind of look they're not there.
But they remade the old Doujin visual novel.
I like how they're banking on doujins.
True.
I like how a random internet user has made a story about this. Let's make bank.
Let's go wild. No, like it was the original visual novel, the actual novel by Type Moon was released on in the doujin scene on Comic Cat and such, but now it's getting a console remake for PlayStation 4 and Switch. I want to say Japan 4 and Switch.
And there's a new voice cast.
Yeah, okay. There's a new
kind of
expected. It's a voiced visual novel now. For some reason, they point out that it's not the same cast as the 2003 Lunar Legend Tsukihime anime, which was... I've seen 2 episodes of it, and I don't think I've ever been that bored watching an anime. It is exceptionally bad.
Yeah, and I had that with Karen no Kyokai.
God of Sinners, yeah.
Yeah, I was like... I found that particularly funny because I wasn't aware of this whole Type Moon universe at that point. Yeah. And I said I watched that and you were like, so you've watched Fate. Excuse me? I've watched what now? I wasn't even aware it was in the same universe.
Yeah, I think I've had more fun watching the Carnival Phantasm OP than I've had with anything Tsukihime related directly. But we now got they're doing a remake and it's Japan only for now. Maybe it comes overseas. I think
Perhaps.
I've seen a few visual novels hit the Switch, also in our market.
Yeah, and then we move on to my favorite bit of news: more fracturing of the streaming services among the world. High Dive leaves Verve streaming service bundle on September 30th.
Yeah, we actually mentioned this in the last podcast. You asked me if Crunchyroll was on Verve, but apparently Crunchyroll owns Verve.
Yeah, I made this whole point that if you want to watch anime, the best thing you could do is take a subscription to Verve, because they had the most services in one service. But now High Dive leaves, so yeah, it fractures even more.
And High Dive is really good. They don't service my region, but their library pops up really frequently.
Yeah, I mean, you also have what was that? Because Rolf and I were looking at this too, because we were looking into our server. You have what was its name? ... Waka anime, something along Kata anime. I'm not entirely sure. It's another streaming service, and they hugely advertise Fate on there.
Okay.
Funny part, that is not available in our region, but it's their biggest selling point. I was just fucking crying. I was just crying of laughter at that point. Yeah, there's not much to discuss here. The High Dive is leaving them because of the acquisition.
Yeah, that's going to be a big bite out of the usefulness of that service.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Another casualty of the acquisition, the annexation.
The annexation, oh dear. So I guess that means we're moving on the games we've played / the biggest news of this century.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, boy!
Koikatsu Sunshine's out, boys!
Yes!
Get the oil!
What?
Get the
lube! Yeah, but Koikatsu Sunshine...
Oh no, sorry, let me rephrase. Get the topics! Yeah,
could I interest you in some water buffalo?
Yes! Can I just say that we unequivocally just immensely love illusion games for no particular reason.
They're so reliably fucking funny.
Yeah. So, but not going to be a real surprise for anyone. We play the illusion games. And, this one came out a few weeks at this point ago.
Yeah, it was the end of August.
End of August it came out. And, we both started playing. But in the earlier games, is just talk to the girl, make her interested, go do your thing with her.
Yeah, like the original system was very barren. It's like, you make the character, you said what she likes, and then you meet her in the game, and it's like, hey, what do I like?
Well, it's this thing that I taught you to like.
Yes.
Good point. I like you now. Drop your pants. But Dave.
Do you like coffee or tea? I like coffee.
Wrong. You like tea, bitch.
God, that makes me horny.
Yes. But in this new
Koikatsu was amazing.
In this new game, you use topics which you pick up around the island. But some topics are just fucking hilarious. You get out of your hotel. There's a water buffalo there. That's a topic.
And that makes sense, man. If I walked out of my fucking room and I just see a water buffalo, the first person I meet today is gonna tell like, yo.
Yeah, but you go on the beach. And you're like, hi there, I'm so-and-so. Do you like water buffaloes? Excuse you? What the fuck?
Yeah, it is hilarious. There's a lot of incidental hilarity to be found in there.
Yes, especially if you ask them about a thing and then you can react with a topic.
Yes.
Yes, I like water buffalo. Yes, that reminds me of my first time having sex. I just died every time.
Yeah, I had that incident too. I came to a girl and was like, she started talking about kayaking, and of course I don't have kayaking as a topic.
No.
I was like, butt stuff.
But
I replied with butt stuff, and her reply was like, well, that's not what I meant, but I'm interested. Okay, oh shit, it works.
Perfect. Although I have to say, you can cheese the system as easily as it used to be. Because
there
if
are
you're
cheese
not in
tactics.
in the old games you could easily cheese them, as in you just get them horny and they do anything. But in this game that's almost impossible. If they're not in a relation with you or they don't like you, you can get them horny.
Yeah, they kind of made it more difficult in that regard. But also the topic system I find very fun to play around with. Just outside of the hilarity, it is a pretty good system.
Yeah, it's a better system. I wouldn't say it's a good system.
To give you an idea, you can find these topics and they are graded. Like standard topics like...
you have white, green, blue, purple, orange. It's loot rarity.
It's like an RPG. But yeah, if you find like grays, you can deliver them to the kiosk and you can exchange them. You can exchange 3 common ones for a rare one and then 3 rare ones for a really good one. That's kind of fun. But if you hoard the low level ones, if you meet a girl and she starts talking about one and you have the one to reply to that, that's a big bonus.
Big bonus.
You get a really big bonus out of a common topic.
Yeah.
So that's kind of exchange. Like, do I want to hoard these in case they come up in conversation, or do I exchange them to just get guaranteed high scores, but less often?
Yeah. So we've both been playing that.
Yeah.
Yay.
I was mentioned this before, but I was playing this with a female friend of mine, which is the most socially acceptable friend activity imaginable. Let's make koikatsu characters together.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's definitely the best activity to be doing with friends.
But I also like the new island setting. The island setting is really so much better than the school.
Yeah, you can also... you just notice a lot that there's going to be a lot of downloadable content because of all this
a lot of it is bought off still. They probably have a lot of ideas for this for the future.
Yeah, so, I mean, they are cooling down with the release schedule because first, only 2 years ago they released a game every 6 months, roundabout.
Yeah, but the games are also bigger now if you compare it to their old content.
And this game is now, it's been almost more than a year, I believe, since the last game, so...
Because if you compare it to like the old games they made, like their big claim to fame is Rayplay, and Rayplay is literally not better than like a fucking Newgrounds game.
I wouldn't say claim to fame, but claim to infamy.
Yes.
It was a bit more than a Newgrounds game, but it was out there.
It was really shallow.
Yeah.
And if you compare that, I haven't played... Oh, fuck, what's it called? Like Honey Select?
Honey Select, yeah.
I haven't played that, but like Koikatsu is really expensive in comparison to what they used to make.
Fair enough.
Battle Raper.
Oh no, now you're reminding me of that fucking VN with the beautiful name. Maiden Rape Assault Violent Seaman Inferno. The best title for a game ever.
You do notice that we've left the politically correct news block.
Yes, we've taken a left turn. So other games we've played besides the challenge games.
That sounds like you took a deep breath to kind of go off on a tangent there.
No, not yet. I'm just taking a deep breath to refresh from what we've just talked about.
I've actually been kind of in a gaming mood, which is why I've watched barely anything except Sailor Moon and a few shorts.
Fair enough. So what have you been playing?
Most prominently, a thing that I actually finished is Wildermyth. Have you seen that around?
Can't say I have.
It's a story-driven RPG in which you make characters, and the characters have history and personality traits, and you go on an adventure, and that's very D&D Pathfinder-like in terms of story. Like, you come upon events, and the characters interact with each other, and they form relationships that you have semi-influence in, so it's really like you make your characters, and you kind of watch their story unfold.
Okay.
And the campaign that you play keeps getting on in years, and you watch the characters actually age, they form romances, they get children, those children eventually
enter
the fray, and you can train them up before the old heroes retire or die. Your heroes can get permanently handicapped, or they can die early.
Okay.
It's really interesting as a storytelling device, and the game is also really fun. It's like a tile-based combat system.
Okay, that's where it kind of falls off for me. I can't keep my attention with us RPGs. I'm monkey brain when I play RPGs. I get overpowered. I ruffle stomp everything around me, and
It is pretty easy. Pretty easy.
Yeah, it's not about the easy. It's just having to actually move everywhere.
Yeah.
While my monkey brain just wants battle done, go on.
Yeah, it does make it a lot easier to kind of play, even if you have that mindset, because the maps are small, so you don't have to walk too far. And
okay, I might look into it then.
That's fun, but
I just want to add. So you could say it's Fire Emblem inspired.
I think there's definitely some Fire Emblem in there.
Yeah, but how you described it.
It's a lot faster paced, and but it does have those elements.
Okay.
But you can also play it multiplayer, which is the worst decision humanly possible.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Because I played that with my friends, and
knowing your friends, that doesn't pan out well.
Yes, we had one guy played a normal character, ranger, and cool character. The other played a mage. And then there was one other mage who was green, had exploding hair, and was called Broccoli. And then one other guy was as dark as possible, red lips, earrings, and called himself Ooga Booga.
Oh no.
And my one friend insisted that everybody read the dialogue aloud. So it was like an amateur theater.
Oh god.
I was so happy when I got called out to work.
Yeah.
Like, oh god, yes, I'm liberated from this fucking cringe fest.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Play that game solo, don't play it with friends. Friends are retarded.
Generally. Yeah, anything different else you have played?
I briefly relapsed into my Paradox games addiction. I played some.
It sounds like it's really bad.
I shouldn't play Paradox games because I get annoyed and I get angry because especially their latest games aren't that really good.
Fair enough.
I played Hearts of Iron 4, I played Crusader Kings 3. Crusader Kings 3 has been out for almost a year and it still has the exact same fucking problems it had a year ago.
Oh dear. I mean, I've only kept up with that game on release and I know a lot of issues, like your wife always cheating on you.
Yep, still.
Still?
Still, you still get like 10... If you're reasonably big, you still get 10,000 notifications that you got to imprison all your fucking horny gorgeous.
Yeah, okay.
It still generates random events out of the fucking ether.
Fair enough. But, big question. Can you fuck your horse?
I don't think...
Horrible game!
I don't
0
think you
out of
can
10.
fuck your horse yet.
0 out
I
of
had
10.
the same with Hearts of Iron 4. I was like, okay, I'm gonna play Hearts of Iron 4 and I'm gonna put in really effort and I'm gonna play Greece and I'm gonna claim Turkey and then I'm gonna fight the Nazis. And the AI for Hearts of Iron 4 is so useless as to be basically unusable.
Yeah.
I see, supplant yourself in some historical context here.
Oh yeah, I know, because Rolf and his friends play it often. Mm-hmm. So I know the level of gameplay mustn't be that high, because they finish a game a night. And knowing Paradox games, that's almost impossible. So I can only imagine that the AI is either stupid, or you can fast forward to that game like it's nothing.
No, you can't fast forward too fast or it will crash.
Sounds about right, actually.
But yeah, you should play it with friends and all on the same site, because if you're condemned to relying on the AI, it's doomed.
Yeah.
And especially if you're a small country like Greece, even if you play really well, you're still relying on England and France to kind of pull their weight. And what I see in this, put yourself in the historical mindset here.
Yeah.
We're at war. Romania accidentally triggers the World War early in this scenario.
The first or the second?
The Second World War.
Okay.
We naval invade from my country, from Greece, which I had expanded with Turkey.
I was about to say, because that's not a very big naval force to be reckoned with, but...
So France, England and me, we naval land on the shores of Romania, completely by surprise. And they just stand there. England and France. They just did a surprise naval invasion. They got a free route to completely trounce over cities. They just stand there. I literally used the cheat window to see what they were doing. They were just standing there. they only made plans to kind of protect that and dig themselves in on the beach with no resources.
Just a wall of the ocean.
And they make such stupid decisions. I'm looking like, where the fuck is England at one point? And I see that they have a whole army, like 7 or 8 divisions, just standing on the border of Italian Tripoli. And there's literally nobody on the other side. They can just walk in and take Tripoli. They're not doing anything.
Yay.
This game I cannot have fun with unless I were to play it with like 5 people I could coordinate with, or else I'd just go fucking mad because the AI is doomed.
Fair enough.
Either that or you have to play something really big where you just pulling everything together by yourself.
Fair enough. Anything else you've played?
No, except the challenge.
Fair enough. Well, I've played, and here I come. I've played a weird one. Gambare Super Strikers on the Vita.
That sounds like baseball?
Nope, it's soccer.
Huh.
And it's not just a soccer game, it's an SRPG soccer game. And I just went off on a tangent why I don't like SRPGs.
Is this motherfucker for real?
Yes, I'm really for real. Yeah, I just kind of felt... I didn't want to play Inazuma 11, which is the same idea. It's also, I think, less of an SRPG, but more of an RPG. Soccer game.
I'm reminded when you say that of the guy we went to school with, Nicky.
Yeah.
Who played through every Pokemon game on an emulator. And when he was done with the Pokemon games, he went back to the earliest Inazuma 11 game and started playing those.
Oh dear.
I was seated next to him all year and watched him play through all of Pokemon, then just have a crisis and go back to Inazuma 11.
Fair enough.
Cartoon he'd never seen.
Yeah, I actually want to play those games at some point, but I don't feel like using my 3DS at this point. I want to play a Vita game. Also, I'm sure I'm not going to get any response from anyone, but I just want to say, the Vita screen fucks with my eyes. If I play more than a half hour on a Vita screen, I can't see more than 2 feet in front of me anymore. And I'm already legally blind, so that makes it even bigger.
Yeah, one of your
issue.
eyes is fucked.
Yeah, my right eye is just entirely fucked.
I wanted to glare at Tomo, but he's not with us today.
Don't glare at Tomo, glare at a certain somebody else. That besides the point. Gambare Super Strikers is an SRPG soccer game, and it's very cheaply made, but that's kind of why I liked it.
Okay.
It was, by the art style alone, you were like, you can truly see it. Oh, this is definitely not $1 million game. This is like a $20,000 game made by 3 people at best.
Ooh.
But it still works. It's fine. It's funny, but it's also jank as shit. That's why I like playing it. I finished that one. That's actually the first platinum trophy I've ever gotten.
Congratulations.
On a fucking jank-ass game. But I enjoyed my time with it. I played a lot of Smite. Big surprise.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. I did 2 Fallout New Vegas runs from start to end. Because my dumbass can't run away from this game.
I'm really starting to suspect you just recommended or challenged me to Fallout New Vegas just to give yourself an excuse to replay more Fallout New Vegas.
What?
No, I challenge Casper. Better replay this fucking game 5 more times.
Yeah, at this point, it is 5 more times. God damn it. I really like New Vegas, okay.
That is valid.
I played some balloons, as I always do.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, did I do anything more? Played some UFC on the PS4. Also, kinda.
A lot of your old reliables.
Yeah, some old reliables. Have I played anything new? Actually, I haven't finished it, but I'm halfway there. Metabot's Girls Mission.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that on the last podcast, I believe.
Yeah,
we were getting to that.
Yeah, that's one of these games I really can just pick up and play for a few minutes to an hour and just okay, moving on. So I think I'm almost halfway there. Let's see. I've tried Magic Pen Gel. But I think I've already... Oh, no, I already went on that. I already went on a tangent with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Really did not appreciate that game.
You went back too far.
Too far. I think I've played anything... Oh, I've played some Dead by Daylight with friends.
Oh, yeah. Oh, nice.
I enjoyed that. other than that, I don't think I've played anything besides the challenge game.
I'm kind of sad that my friends don't want to play Dead by Daylight anymore. Like my friends, Dead by Daylight is a game that we bought back on my old laptop, which you will remember is a giant rock pretending to be an Asus laptop.
Yes.
Which it ran like crap. It ran on like 5 FPS, and I really couldn't play it. So when I got a new laptop, I eventually managed to convince my friends to play Dead by Daylight again. Since then, it comes with it really comes like in an obsession. Like,
yeah,
we kind of get back into it, and we play for like 3 weeks straight, and then Luke makes a mistake, and he doesn't want to play anymore, and then everybody kind of peters out as well.
Yeah, for me the issue with the game, because I play with Rolf and with Robin, and Rolf also has another friend that plays. I just don't want to try hard in that game. It's not in my nature.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to play the game, have fun, fuck around, just do whatever it takes to have fun. Not to win, to have fun. But he has a friend, Marinko, which is, yes, I'm just gonna call him out. But he literally,
I just called my boy Luke out. Go ahead.
Before he even plays the game, he's going to look up tier lists of what characters to play, what items he needs, what perks he needs.
He's a very
to
meta-centered gamer.
Yeah, and he needs to win, and he gets really mad if he doesn't. And Rolf was like, come play with us, and I'm like, nah, bruh. Marinko is fine in conversation, but I can't play a game with this dude. And he gets mad, and I get mad at him for being mad. And that's just...
Yeah, that's not fun, especially in Dead by Daylight, where victory is like...
Then I've played some games with Rolf and Robin. That's fine.
Literally, what I like in Dead by Daylight is that winning is not the only victory condition. It's like you get points for everything you do that is helping your team.
Here's the big difference. I don't care. If the killer wants to kill me, he can go for it. I'm just gonna fuck around and try and stop him for as long as possible.
Yeah, and
that's fun to me.
And that's a valid playstyle. You get points for days for that.
Yeah, I mean, Robin even made someone rage quit because he couldn't get to him. He just literally looped him for 3-4 minutes. We were just working on a generator, and we hadn't heard Robin in like a minute or 3. And we were like, are you okay? Yeah, he's still following me. Sorry, he's still following you? Yes, and so we get kicked back to the menu. Done. He rage quit.
To be fair, if I got dunked on by Robin, I'd look into investing in some rope as well.
Apt point. Appreciate it. Yeah, so I think that's about the point where we move on to the challenges.
Oh no, that's one thing I wanted to mention, but I mentioned Luke before.
Yeah.
What he does is he's kind of pressed for money, so just like me, he doesn't want to spend too much on games.
Fair.
What he does is when we play Dead by Daylight, every time it's like, oh well, everybody tries a few killers, and oh well, buy DLC, try a killer. Every time he buys the worst DLC imaginable. The first time we played, he bought Legion.
Yeah.
At release, which was at that time an expensive set for a killer that was really underpowered, really difficult to play, and that was like his first killer that he bought.
Yeah, Rolf was really wanting me to play, me and Robin at this point, because we just literally played one match, and he was just like, okay, which DLC do you want? Just play with me, I'll buy you a DLC. So I just got the Silent Hill DLC because I like this Silent Hill.
Pyramid, that is cool.
Yeah, I'm not playing the killer, ever. I don't like playing killer. I just survive.
But the second time that we played, that we got into this obsession again, the same thing happens. He finally went and made the step, buys a DLC, buys one of the most difficult killers, gets completely dunked on because he has to learn how to play it, and loses interest.
The only other thing that I just want to add to gaming in general, Tales of Arise came out today, I believe.
What came out?
Tales of Arise, Tales of series.
Yeah, I saw ads for that on the train.
Yeah, and I really found it looked impressive, and I really liked it. And I remember that every one of these games have co-op, and there's no co-op in this version anymore.
Oh,
that kind of made me really sad because it really looked good. It really looked impressive, and then it just got all my enthusiasm gone.
That's a shame.
Yeah,
I actually think that's one of the first games we played together.
Yeah, I mean,
I think Tales of the Abyss.
Tales of the Abyss, or Tales of the Abyss. We played the entitled twat. That's a rich boy in the capital. Yeah, that's Abyss.
Yeah, we played that with 4 people.
Yeah, that was a shit show, alright.
Oh, it took so long before you got one character, and then it took so much longer before you got the third. I'm reminded I have like Tales of Symphonia.
Yeah.
Where you get like 3-4 characters right out of the gate. Just get fucking out of there.
Yeah, just go. So yeah, I was kind of disappointed with that. I mean, with the scale of the game, I kind of expected it, to be honest, because it looks a lot more advanced than the previous ones. But it's a shame nonetheless. Moving on to the challenges.
Yeah.
You were challenged to Fable.
Fable, yes.
As
I said, that was kind of a magical moment for me, because I literally had Fable in mind when I came to you when I was driving in the car. And you gave me Fable. It's like, Destiny. Destiny. And that's appropriate, because Fable is a game very much about Destiny.
Yeah.
I liked it. I finished it. I do have to say that in the end, I did kind of go with what you said as well. You mentioned that you played that with a trainer, and I ended up doing the same because I kind of ruined my build, and there's no way back,
there's no reversing. Nope. I think...
It's a surprisingly challenging game, too.
Yeah. It can be pretty hard if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, and the combat is very rudimentary, but I like the story and the setting. It's so well written, and the characters are so interesting.
Yeah, for all the shit we give Peter Molyneux.
Oh, these days, yes.
I mean, it's deserved, but even back then he got shit for these games. I really think the Fable series is pretty well established and very well executed.
Yeah, definitely.
For the most part. I mean, he overpromised out of his ass, but at least he got good games out there.
Oh, definitely. And yeah, I enjoyed Fable for its story, definitely. And the comedy, of course. It's a game that reliably had me laughing at points. So that makes it really unique, even if the gameplay is a bit... Yeah,
it's a bit touch and go here and there.
I really liked the voice acting, too.
Yeah.
Like, some of the voice acting is so cheesy, and they meet Jack of Blaze, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah, it's I could be misremembering here, but I think it's predominantly British, right?
Yeah, it's a very British game.
Yeah.
It is very heavily British, but what I like is that it doesn't draw from like Monty Python.
No, it's just Britishness. No, I really enjoyed Fable back in the day, so I thought you might enjoy it too.
Yeah, and it's very efficient because I get to kind of check it off twice.
Yes.
Once for my PC copy of The Lost Chapters and once for my original Xbox copy. Nice.
Haha, he wins either way.
Yeah.
So that leaves me with Slipstream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I 100% of the game. That was easy. It's
Yeah,
very frustrating.
It's not a difficult game.
No, it's very frustrating in the beginning because I'm used to racing games. I really like my racing games. I used to play race sims. I had a steering wheel, everything. This game can go suck the biggest cock in that regard. Because inertia is not a thing. And I cannot bend my monkey little pea-sized fucking raisin of a brain around the concept of not using inertia. Because you drift in this game and it already uses an annoying button combo for that. You need to, throttle, brake, throttle.
Yeah.
And then with a directional input. But my brain is like, okay, but if I want to go to the other way, I just stay in the drift and it go the other way because you're already... No, fuck you. You don't do that. You have to go do drift again. And it takes... I know it's inspired by 80s racing games, but it takes all the bad parts of it too. Like the very bad speeding up AI in the beginning, which makes you kind of feel useless.
Mm-hmm.
You
can do some really fun things with that, actually.
Well, if you want to win on hard, you really have to block them on the starting line. You need to make them push you. That's the only way to win on the hardest difficulty, and I just think that's bad design.
No, I finished it on hard, pulling some shenanigans, but not needing them.
Yeah,
but I played this a lot. Really a lot.
Yeah, I finished it 100%, and I just didn't find a lot of enjoyment because it's just a game about perfectionism. As in, you play the same track about 20 times. By this time, you can beat it reliably. Yeah,
especially if you get into like the races. Oh boy, do you need to limit the amount of mistakes you make. Like
it's more about a game of permitted mistakes than actual skill in my mind, because you kind of do the same after a while. I mean, I don't think I can do it now anymore. But a few weeks ago, given me a track, one of the first tracks, and I can literally do it with my eyes closed because they're all the same and they don't differ in any part. But yeah, I don't. As I said, I don't. It's just.
Did you like the art style because it's very trippy?
I have vertigo, which is an issue with this game. I can't look at the background, else I get nauseous.
Oh, that's a problem I hadn't considered, because you need to look at the background to anticipate where the bands go.
Yeah, so I was really looking at the road, and a few times I look up and I just instantly get a headache. I'm like, no.
Well, I am amazed that you completed it, which is 5 points, and Fable beaten, I think that's just 3 points. I didn't do anything fancy. I didn't even go to the actual lost chapter spot. I was so done after I cheated my way through the final boss of that game was such a fucking bitch.
You're like, fucking fine.
Oh, man. Like,
yeah, I've battled my way through Slipstream as I was just ranting and raving the whole way there. Mm-hmm. Because Rolf had me there the whole time. I just literally streamed at him to bitch about how much I hate the game. And it's not because the game itself is very bad, it's just because I have predetermined things ingrained in my head which I cannot conform to this game.
Yeah, I can imagine that if you're used to a certain level of physics, then the extra arcadey feel of Slipstream can really fuck you up.
Yeah, I sound like I'm really complaining. I like the game, but it gets tedious after a while because when you're good at it, it doesn't matter anymore. Mm-hmm. There's just a certain grade where you need to be, and then it's just easy, actually.
Yeah, maybe that's the same where I feel with Fable. Like, I like the game for its story and the atmosphere and such, but, oh man, I wouldn't recommend it because of its gameplay.
No, yeah, the biggest issue I have with Slipstream, it doesn't throw curveballs. As in,
the stages are set.
There's no rival system, they don't drive any differently, they don't pull particular moves on you. If you drive past them, you win. Pretty much, if you're in first, you can't lose anymore, unless you're really dumb and fuck up stuff. Mm-hmm. But at that point, it doesn't really matter. If you can get to first, you can win easily. But yeah, there's no curveballs. There's little to no rubber banding at that point anymore. I mean, there's some rubber banding, but when you're in first and you drive perfectly, they will never overtake you. At least that's in my experience.
Oh, that's
fair enough.
Yeah, if you don't make mistakes, you're not punished.
But yeah, it sounds dumb that way, but...
Yeah, I say it and it sounds like, well, that sounds logical, but I get what you mean. You don't feel the pressure of being in a race.
No, exactly. Okay. Then it feels more like a time attack.
So let me ask you a question, right?
Yeah.
Do you want an RPG or do you want a shooter?
Well, that's easy. RPG. Oh, no.
Wait, that's the one.
For fuck's sakes.
Fun, bitch.
Diablo.
On the PlayStation 1.
Do I have to play the PlayStation 1 version? You absolute fuck. And here I am being nice for you again. I fucking hate shooters. I really... you can also, just for the camera, you can properly see how badly UV damaged the plastic is on my PS2 games. It just brittles off.
Yeah, I wanted to ask why your fucking PlayStation 2 games have leprosy.
Yeah, that's why that blind is down. It's the UV damage on the covers. Oops.
Stucky-wucky.
Yeah, fuck you. I really despise shooters, especially on consoles. Well, and here I was being nice. God damn it. You can play the Star Wars Jedi Academy.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
Very good game. I mean, I can't complain. Diablo is a very good game too, but it's just not in my wheelhouse. Did you know that I was actually ranked in Diablo 3?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because you were one of the first players.
No, I actually play a buddy of mine in the university wanted to play with me, and I just pledged to play with him. And he was obsessed as fuck with it, and I just followed him around. And at that point, we were ranked like 100th of the world.
Ah.
So I still have good loot, but yeah, I don't ask me what Diablo 3 is about, though. I just pressed buttons and things happened. Christ.
I should probably marathon the movies just so I know what the fuck a Star Wars is.
No, you don't really need to know a lot to play Jedi Academy.
Okay.
Just one thing. Luke good, big good Jedi. That's literally the only thing you need to know for Jedi Academy.
Step?
I mean, it's the third one in the series, but I don't really think you need to play the first two.
I have played Star Wars Dark Forces. It's coming back to me.
Yeah, that's the first one that nobody plays, and then you have Jedi Outcast, which is probably the most popular.
I feel like an outcast, because apparently I'm the weird one. Play Dark Forces. I like shooters!
Well, that's a problem that's yours. And Jedi Academy is really fun. I really enjoy the Jedi Academy because of it's a Quake 3 engine game, and that's actually the Star Wars game for the longest time. The only Star Wars game that did saber combat properly, as in if you stab somebody, they burn.
Oh,
They hurt.
it burns.
But a lot of the you can just whip it around against walls and such. It's really fun. But it's also still a shooter.
Okay, that's oh.
You have both.
Oh, you've spoken my language.
You have all these force powers, but I imagine you're just going to play the game with the bowcaster, also known as the crossbow.
Oh,
laser
okay.
crossbow.
Oh, fancy.
But it's a really fun game, at least I think, and it's not that long.
Is there any nonsense that I need to keep in mind, like builds that are completely broken that I should avoid?
Oh no, not particularly. You can either choose dark side or light side powers at the end of every stage, and then just choose what you want.
And what side is shooting people in the face?
Well, I suppose that would be dark side question mark. But it's I mean, it's fun either way. I think you'll enjoy it.
Okay, nice, interesting.
It's less jank than Half-Life, which is based on the same engine pretty much. So take that however you want.
I was trying to figure out what it was going to be because you were looking through my list earlier and you asked me why the fuck I have Soul Calibur 6. Like, okay,
Yeah.
it's after S.
Yeah, I was just going through and I was like, the hell, you don't really play fighting games that much. But it was included. Fair enough.
All right.
So I will be suffering through Diablo, and you will be blissfully hopping through Jedi Academy.
Hey, maybe I have a bad time. Who knows? Who knows? Don't be so optimistic.
Well, your bad time would only last 4 hours. My bad time will last about 10, 20? I'm not sure.
Shrug.
I have to emulate this because I'm not playing the physical version.
Well, I can't escape my responsibilities this time because I've actually had lunch already. Touchy topic.
Ah, yes.
I forgot what I put in the touchy topic. Oh yeah, fuck.
I have. Wait, an opinion we both share, unfortunately.
I didn't even phrase it as a question. I just wrote Ghibli is trash.
And that it is.
Punctuation mark.
Yes, add it. Here, I'll add a question mark too. If it will let me.
No.
Oh. Probably since we're both on the same account. Bah. Yeah, so touchy topic, Ghibli is trash. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, this is kind of spurred on by us watching Ponyo together.
Yeah, we watched a lot of Ghibli together.
We watched a lot of fucking Ghibli.
Because we did a movie marathon thing where we just watched old movies in chronological order, which means a lot of Ghibli.
Yeah.
Eventually. And
by the way, I just like how that turned out. I was like, okay, we're going to watch one movie for each year. And then after a while, I was like, oh, there's a lot of interesting movies that came out this year. And after a while, we were just watching 10 movies
from a year. Yeah, it's true. It's fun. Yeah, I think that our issue with Ghibli too is that the films that are generally perceived as not being good are pretty much the movies we like.
Yeah, because like a lot of the movies that people kind of underrate, like Nausicaa, which wasn't even made by Ghibli at that point.
No, but like Porco Rosso is a better example.
Porco Rosso.
We like Porco Rosso.
Oh,
but
hell yeah.
Overall, it's one of the most hated Ghibli movies. And then I was just reading through reviews and I was like, the fuck? I really fucking love Porco Rosso.
Ocean Waves, which nobody likes because it's not even made by any of the Ghibli directors.
No, and we were just sitting there like, this is a nice-ass story.
Yeah, every once in a while we just suddenly have like this moment where like, hey, what was that movie called again? That was really fun, but really forgettable for some reason.
And it's not only yesterday.
No, it's not only yesterday, because that wasn't fun.
Yes, it was the better version of only yesterday. That's the one.
Yeah, Ocean Waves was really fun.
Yeah.
Also kind of lower rated, Princess Mononoke.
Yeah,
you weren't that much of a fan of it. I'm kind of on it too, but...
I wasn't impressed by it, as so many people were. It looked nice, but most Ghibli things look nice.
Kiki, though.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'll also... Okay, I'm going to need to rephrase this in my mind. How I'm going to rephrase it.
Kiki makes him horny.
No! Oi! Danger! She's 13, you fuck!
You didn't stop me fast enough.
Well, next time I'll kick you in the shins. No, I really like Kiki's Delivery Service, as it's just a wholesome, relaxing story. I fucking love it.
But this is a whole lot of optimism, not a lot of trash.
No.
Everything else.
No. Okay, let's do it kind of movie by movie. Ponyo was okay until it kind of needed to end, and it didn't. Just Ponyo kind of dragged on.
Wait, are we actually gonna do this? Like, let me get...
No, not entirely movie by movie, but from recent experience, from what I remember.
Okay.
Ponyo was fine, for the most part. Not amazing, but fine. It was visually appealing.
Yeah.
That I can truly say it was visually appealing. But the entire plot point about the dad is kind of... It felt forced to me. Just kind of...
That's valid.
He's literally a wrench. Wrench in work, done. Good character. Alas. Let's... our most hated movie. What the fuck was it called again? Pompoko!
God fucking damn it.
I was talking about movies that needed to stop an hour earlier. God fucking damn it. Yes, the earth is dying. I'm dying from this fucking boredom. Jesus Christ.
The Wind Rises, equally just fucking boring. A movie
I enjoyed that more than you, but I haven't watched that in like 10 years.
It was literally just Hayao Miyazaki wanking out his usual fetishes.
Yeah, I mean, you literally know my meme by this point. We start a Ghibli movie. Do I see airplanes in any capacity? Fish or water airplane? This is Hayao Miyazaki. It usually works too, which is the worst part. Yeah, no, Pompoko can go suck the biggest dick.
Yeah, Pompoko is like this 2-hour plus movie about raccoons that are trying to save their forest, and it just keeps reiterating, and none of the storylines matter. Like, literally, there's parts where they are like, oh, we scored a victory, and then they just proceed as if they didn't.
Yeah,
it goes nowhere.
I mean, it's bad. I have a pretty good memory. I can't recall any plot point from that movie.
Oh, I know what you recall. Spring has come again, and the raccoons are horny. Again. It's like 3 times the movie goes over the fact that everybody's fucking.
Yes. No, Pompoko was utter shit.
Yeah.
Let's talk about another one that a lot of people like. Totoro. Fuck Totoro. There is nothing. There is nothing in Totoro. It's not even about Totoro.
No, it's...
Totoro's literally only in the last, 5, 6, 7, 10 minutes?
Yeah, there's so many things from Totoro that are, super iconic, and then you see them, this is it.
Yeah.
This is fucking it.
He kind of does nothing and then just goes away. He turns into a bus. That's it.
This fat fuck that just kind of stands there, and that's your iconic anime moment.
Yeah. Nothing happened. Barney on the Hill was Ghibli, right?
Yeah, but I haven't seen that.
Yeah, that's actually pretty fucking terrific. That's good. But yeah, generally, just it's hit and miss, and most of it, what misses hard.
Yeah, even the things that people really like Spirited Away is so fucking boring to me.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree with. Not you.
Howl's Moving Castle. I literally gave away a whole bunch of Ghibli DVDs back in those days to my ex-girlfriend. Just get it out of here.
Yeah.
And now you're my dumping ground for things I don't want.
Howl's Moving Castle didn't really interest me much. Spirited Away was okay.
Like
there's nothing I really get. There's nothing that really comes to mind from an anime or from a production from Ghibli where I really get, yeah, I really liked it. Except Kiki and what was it? This is the problem. I really like it, but I can't remember the name.
Kaguya?
No, definitely not Kaguya. Kaguya was fine, but not amazing. The
Ocean Waves?
No. The cat.
The Cat Returns. The Cat Returns
but the first
and
one.
Whispers of the Heart.
Whispers of the Heart. Whispers of the Heart was good.
Like a lot of their stuff that a lot of people just ignore or that's very niche or even just actively dislike, Ghibli is actually like their interesting highlights. And a lot of the things that people really like, oh, this is whimsical, let's extend the whimsy for 2 hours. And
yeah, this is like Disney minus a lot of whimsy.
Yeah.
It's just Disney.
But what are the coherent problems with them? I think that
they don't make any stylistic changes. Everything looks the same.
Mm-hmm.
There's literally not a single Ghibli movie that looks any different except Kaguya.
Yeah, and Kaguya is...
But that's the entire point of Kaguya.
Mm-hmm.
They all use very simplistic storylines except when Isao is at the rudder. And then those are usually the ones I like more, either way. So... let's just say it. Hayao Miyazaki can't write a story for shit.
Hayao Miyazaki's like, I want to have children and they're having fun and there's planes somewhere. And Isao Takahata's like, I want to kill some children.
Yes. Grave of the Fireflies intensifies.
In fact, I want to have them as miserable as possible.
Let them think they have a chance and then just decimate that hope. No, I just think that Hayao Miyazaki is shit at the job he does. Besides him being absolutely a shit person in general.
Yeah, he's retired now. He doesn't want
No, he's still making something. He's still making something as of late, and it's still not released, so... He always retires and comes back and then shits on some people for the work ethic.
Yeah, but I kind of find myself in that a lot of the stories feel very similar, like they're not actually about something.
It's just pretty pictures in a sequence.
Everything is always very, what do you call that? Like inoffensive, very neutered. Even like the Pompoko, big environmental movie, ends on like the most centrist fucking bullshit. Like, oh no, the raccoons were actually fine with the big city. It's fine.
It's fine.
Fine.
Yeah, no, it's a bit hard to put.
Imagine being an environmentalist. You watch a movie that's 2.5 hours non-stop, and it's like the most boring rendition of your arguments ever, and then it ends on the argument, oh no, it's just fine, let's put cities everywhere.
Yes. Yeah, the issue I'm having, I can't quite put my finger on where what it is that annoys me about Ghibli, but I know it's not good. They have some pretty good stuff, but most of it is miss for me.
Yeah, what you mentioned with Kiki, that for me is Nausicaa, because I just really like the militarism of Nausicaa.
I like Nausicaa too, but Nausicaa suffers from the point which I don't like fantasy anime in general, is that it's whimsical and never explained, and I hate it when fantasy does not explain itself in any capacity. So, like the giant crawling fucking slug, what you call it? Fortress.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Meh. It crawls around, we live in it. Aight. I'm not entirely sure what it was. It was a militaristic vehicle or something. It just looks like a bug.
It has a very bug aesthetic in general.
Yeah, but nothing is ever explained. And I mean...
Yeah, it is very narrow in what you see of the fantasy universe. I kind of like it in a way, because it does make things contextually click together well enough that you can kind of imagine about the broader world and the implications. But I can see how that might be an issue if you wanted to have a series really delve into the lore a bit more.
I mean, it's a movie, it only has so much time, I get that part, but...
It looks like there's a lot more of the world to explore, but because the story is so centered around Nausicaa and her mission in that movie, it'd be very, very janky to kind of tack more onto the world.
Yeah, and it's and in advance like that just makes it hard for me to invest myself into it because I don't know anything about the world. So everything seems a bit like a hopscotch solution. Let's do some tape. Okay, that'll fix it. Because the entire conflict is, yeah. If there's little to no world building, I kind of don't like a lot of political views in that case.
But I think that in general, what we can say is that Ghibli movies, we jokingly say Ghibli's trash.
I mean,
reality,
that's too blanket, but
there's a few really good films in there, and a lot of ones where you're like, yeah, it's pretty good. It has some really good points, but this and that, it's kind of
It's nothing amazing.
And then there's a few movies that are just plain boring, that have literally nothing going on, and then there's the really bad stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Only Yesterday and Pompoko. We haven't even really discussed Only Yesterday, which is like made horrific noises at it.
Yes, that's literally the movie that retcons itself. I don't want to live a life that's that's destined to be a certain way. Lives the life that's destined to be a certain way, and
even outside of that, like that mentality again, the fucking the nonsense, no direction. No stands taken issues. Even outside of that, you have like this movie that's just super boring. Like there's this prolonged chapter where like, oh, we got a pineapple. But how do you do pineapples? I don't understand. So should we cut it? I don't know. Do we have something? And it just goes on for like fucking minutes at a time, and then they cut the pineapple. Like,
it's pineapple.
No, that's not very tasty actually.
Yeah,
and that's like a flashback to like the highlights of her youth.
Yes.
Oh, God fucking, why are you a protagonist in the story? Oh man, I was.
But yeah, I think that's quite enough of us.
Even with you, some of these movies were unbearable to sit through.
Yeah, a lot of hey, let me take out my phone and look at some Reddit posts while I'm suffering through this. For me, at least.
Oh yes.
But yeah, that's enough of our rambling at this point.
Yes. If you want to hear us ramble about Ghibli some more, strike up a conversation sometimes. We'll probably never stop complaining about Ghibli because there's infinite souls to dislike them for.
There's so much.
Oh, but Kiki is fine at least.
Kiki is fine. Kiki is very fine.
Well, thank you again for joining us then.
Yes, and until the next one.
Until the next one, which may be a little bit tumultuous in the coming vacation periods for us.
Yeah, I have 3 vacations planned in like the span of 2 months.
Look at you, Mr. Moneybags.
Hell yeah.
We'll see you again when we'll see you again.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Bye.